Hello, welcome to Phoenix TV. It's great to have your company today. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you push, you're still standing in the dark? Like you're giving everything you've got and yet somehow you've lost sight of yourself in the noise? We've been told that success means constantly hustling, that rest is weakness and slowing down is failure. But in truth, it's often in the dark that we find our deepest light. When life feels heavy and the hustle loses its meaning, how do you find your way back to yourself? In this powerful and deeply personal episode, we'll explore the quiet strength it takes to survive life's dark seasons and the courage it takes to rise from them. Through heartfelt storytelling and grounded reflection, we'll unpack what happens when the pressure to perform leads to burnout, disconnection, and emotional fatigue. I'll reveal neuroscience behind our stress response and how we can rewire our minds and bodies to find safety, clarity, and peace again. I'll share my practical tools to navigate difficult moments, recognize early signs of emotional overload, and create daily rituals that nurture inner light. I want to reassure you that darkness isn't a sign of failure. It's part of the human experience, a place where transformation begins. This episode is an invitation to show how you can slow down, breathe, and remember, you are not alone in this struggle. Even your darkest moments, the light within you never fades. It waits for you to return. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Corrine Brown, Leadership Results Coach. Today's episode, Breaking the Ceiling in Hustle Culture, Surviving the Dark Times and Finding the Light, is a must-watch for anyone ready to stop merely surviving and start shining again from the inside out. Let's start by talking about the weight of the dark. There's a silent struggle many high achievers face, the burnout beneath the smile, the I'm fine when really they're not. The exhaustion that seeps through so deep it becomes part of who they are. When the hustle takes over, your nervous system stays locked in survival mode. You're running on adrenaline and cortisol, the body's natural stress chemicals, for weeks, sometimes months. And what happens then? The light dims, the passion fades. You begin to question your purpose. I know, I've been there. But here's my personal tip and trick. Pause to regulate. When your body feels on edge, slow your breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 6. This small shift signals your brain that you're safe. It's your first step back to light. The truth is, dark times are not the end. They're invitations to pause, to reflect, and to reset. I remember my own dark season, the days when it all became too much. The pressure, the expectations, the noise. I thought if I just worked harder, I'd feel better. But hustle doesn't heal you, it distracts you. What heals you is light, not the light of external success, but the quiet inner light that's always been within you. Consider this. What if your dark season isn't punishment, but preparation? What if it's carving you into who you were always meant to be? Let me share my neuroscience insight. When we shift from a state of stress to one of safety, the prefrontal cortex, our logic, creativity, and decision-making center, reactivates. This is when clarity returns. This is when you begin to see the light again. Your light is found in simple moments. A walk at sunrise, a deep breath, a conversation that reminds you who you are. The light returns when you stop striving and start feeling. When you start saying, I am enough, even here, even now. Here are my 4 tips and tricks for finding the light. Number 1, reclaim your rhythm. Schedule slow moments like you schedule meetings. Number 2, shift from achievement to alignment. Ask, does this goal feel like me? Step 3, connect intentionally. Light grows in connection. Reach out when you feel alone. Step 4, reflect often. Write down one small joy each day because light grows through gratitude. Remember, darkness is not a place to fear, it's where roots grow. You can't always rush your way back to the light. Sometimes you have to sit with the dark until it teaches you what you came to learn. I'd like to share with you my 5 surefire ways to step out of the dark and into the light. Number 1 is to acknowledge where you are without judgment. The first step out of the dark isn't about pretending you're okay. It's about being radically honest with yourself. Say it out loud. This is where I am, and that's okay. When you acknowledge your reality, you take back your power. Suppressing emotions keeps you stuck in the dark. Acknowledging them invites healing. Here's my tip. Write down what you feel, not what you think you should feel. Clarity begins with truth. Number 2, regulate before you rise. You can't move forward in the light if your nervous system is still in survival mode. When you're in fight, flight, or freeze, your body is protecting you, not pushing and punishing you. Start with small steps that calm the body so your mind can follow. Try this. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. This simple rhythm signals safety to your brain, and in safety you start to rise again. Number 3, reignite what makes you feel alive. The dark often makes us forget what lights us up. Reconnection is your lifeline. Think of the moments when you felt most alive, when you were creating, laughing, helping, moving, or simply being still. And ask yourself, what activities make me lose track of time? Then make time for them again. Not as a reward, but as a necessity, because passion is the bridge between darkness and light. Number 4, replace striving with surrender. When life feels heavy, our instinct is to push harder. But light isn't found through force, it's felt through flow. Surrender isn't giving up, it's letting go of the illusion that you need to control everything. Try this mindset shift. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what is it that's teaching me? That shift alone turns struggle into growth and darkness into wisdom. And number 5, surround yourself with light builders. Healing rarely happens in isolation. Find the people, the places and practices that remind you who you are. Connect with those who lift your energy, not drain it. And ask yourself, does this connection bring warmth or weight? Choose warmth every time. The more light you surround yourself with in relationships, routines and self-talk, the more you'll see it reflected back within you. Here's a thought to reflect on. The light isn't something you chase, it's something you remember. Even when it's dim, it's still within you, waiting to rise. When you feel yourself slipping back into the dark, what can you do? There will always be moments when the light feels far away, when the noise of life drowns out your calm, when exhaustion creeps in, when doubt whispers that maybe you haven't really grown at all. That's not failure, it's being human. The truth is, we all slip back sometimes. Darkness isn't always depression or despair. Sometimes it's disconnection from self, from purpose, and from presence. It's the slow drift into autopilot where you stop feeling and start just functioning. But the light isn't lost. It's just hidden beneath the weight of everything you've been carrying. I use these 5 powerful strategies to break free of the darkness and find the light. Number 1 is to recognize the early signs, because your body and mind give you signals long before burnout hits. For some, it's irritability. For others, it's numbness or the quiet thought, what's the point? These are not signs of weakness. They're warning lights on the dashboard of your nervous system. Awareness is strength. The more you notice your own patterns, the faster you can ground yourself before spiraling deeper. Try this. Each week, ask yourself, am I still connected to what feels meaningful? And am I reacting or responding? What emotion have I been avoiding? Because awareness turns reaction into choice. Number 2 is to anchor yourself in micro moments of strength. When darkness creeps in, we often think we need a grand breakthrough to climb out, but light returns in small, steady ways. One deep breath, one walk outside, one honest conversation, or one kind thought towards yourself. Every small act of self-care tells your nervous system, I am safe, I am capable, I am here. Here's my neuroscience insight. Each time you interpret a stress cycle with calm, your brain rewires. You're literally training your mind to find safer, faster, to remember the way back to light more easily each time. Number 3, don't go it alone. You are not the only one who feels this way. So many people, especially driven, caring, high-achieving individuals, silently fight these cycles of light and dark. But struggle shared is struggle softened. When you reach out to a friend, a mentor, a coach, or the community, you invite perspective. You give someone the chance to remind you of your own resilience when you're temporarily forgotten it. Connection is medicine. Darkness loses its grip in the presence of compassion. Number 4 is to reframe the return. If you find yourself pulled back into old patterns, overworking, self-doubt, people-pleasing, perfectionism, don't shame yourself for it. Healing isn't linear. Growth isn't perfection. Every return to darkness is an invitation to deepen your awareness, to ask, what did I need that I wasn't giving myself, and what part of me is still seeking safety? This is my reflection thought. Sometimes you revisit the dark not to stay there, but to retrieve a part of yourself you left behind. Number 5 is to create a light map. Prepare for the moments when the shadows come. Write down the things, people, and practices that help you find your way back. Keep it where you can see it, your journal, your phone, your mirror. Your light map might include a grounding affirmation like, I've been here before, I know the way out. Or a ritual that restores calm that could be music, journaling, nature, stillness, or even a list of people who remind you of who you are. That way, when darkness returns, you won't have to think your way out. You already have a path home. If you're in a dark season right now, hold on. You're not broken. You're becoming. The same fire that burned you out can be the one that reignites you, if you learn to tend to it differently. You don't need to chase the light. You are the light. So until next time, remember this. When the world feels dark, pause, breathe, and trust that the light within you knows the way. You were never meant to hustle your way through life. You were meant to shine your way through it. Here's my final reflection for you. You are never truly alone in the dark. Every person you've ever admired has stood there too, uncertain, tired, searching for meaning. The difference is they learn to listen to the darkness instead of fearing it. Because when you do, it always leads you back to light. Thank you for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Remember, no matter how dark it feels, the light within you has never gone out. It's just waiting for you to slow down, to breathe, and to see it again. Until next time, keep choosing grace over grind, truth over perfection, and presence over pressure. You are stronger than the shadows, and every time you rise, your light gets brighter. So hold steady, stay kind to yourself, and trust this. You already have everything you need to find your way back to the light. Thank you for being here. I'm Corrine Brown. Catch you on the flip side.